A few questions here.
I find it complicated. So we need some, this is my first session. I find it complicated. Some of the things we understand.
Okay.
I find very difficult.
The technology, in
Yeah,
terms of
yeah.
understanding what it can
Yeah.
do. Okay.
It's like a barrier because you were saying
Because you know,
a language barrier is a
it's
key
only
thing.
language. Yeah.
Right, okay.
Some words I can't understand.
Yeah.
So it's difficult for me.
That puts them off. So even following the house guides and stuff. Because if you're left on your own to try and set something up, that can be really complicated. Because even when they have this wireless internet put on at home, I think that's a barrier because they don't know about the equipment. Sometimes they're being oversold things. Like they might go to a store and they might say you need this and you need that and actually they don't, and that puts them off because then they think, oh, that's really expensive. I can't actually afford all those things, or they're being or they've gone home and brought all those things and actually they don't need half of them. It's just
because of our age in the language, we're not qualified people, we never been in university like that. And I am proud what I'm doing now. But sometimes I find some of the words very, very difficult. Even I understand this concept. It's nice, my suggestion is nice. If there is some interpreter who can explain us what they say, it might be much better for people like us to understand that. And secondly, all these things I find in every language. The other language is Gujarati, and we never get anything information in our language. So sometimes other people, myself or any other, it's so difficult to them, even I talk to them, but sometimes when they read, they know what we're talking about. But with the English, that's why mainly Indian people don't come in this sort of event, because they all say so boring, we don't understand, which is, I agree with that. Even I speak English and understand. But I find difficulty sometimes for writing, sometimes if you send, we can't understand that. So if this sort of thing, if they can improve the language, so people can understand, it would be nice.
Right, okay. So in terms of helping people to get started, making it very simple, in terms of showing them the information, all the toolkits and how...
the language of computer talk. And the older generation, especially the Asian generation, they haven't got a clue. They just leave it up to the kids.
No, that's true, that's true.
They just leave it up to the kids, or they ask their children, "Can you do this or can you do that?"
And sometimes, no, I live in my own. I haven't got my son or daughter living with me. If I want some information, I saw my daughter, then you look that in a computer. If they have a time, they always help you. But sometimes they might wonder what I'm talking about. And because I'm a cancer patient myself, I lost my speech and everything. And I lost my confidence completely. And I started coming here to work as a volunteer and do help every day. And I really enjoy to do that. But if I don't understand myself proper, how I can help other people. So it's very nice session, I'm really pleased. But some of the gentlemen, when he said lecture, it's very nice, interesting, but some of them I don't understand myself. So it's nice if somebody can, or if they write what he means, it might be help us more.
Right, okay.
Sorry about that, but that's why my thought is, and I didn't say, we find it.
So it's having people, almost champions that can
Well, there
help
are
you.
carers champions.
Yeah.
Over here. I'm one of them. I think we're all carers champions. But still,
parents at home or people that have got
Yeah.
disabled children or they're looking after elderly, they haven't got the access to the computer, they haven't got the language skills for the computer.
Or even the time to go
And sometimes, like I said earlier, if you're a carer of a child or an elderly person or someone who's got Alzheimer's or whatever, you haven't got time to go on the computer and watch these
they're not
things.
very accessible, are they really?
You know, it takes you 5 minutes to start the computer up, 5 minutes searching what you want. In those 10 minutes, you could have been, you know, maybe brushing somebody's hair or teeth or taking to the bathroom or something.
I don't think they're very accessible as well, because the time issues that we always have, whenever carers approach me and say, is there anywhere that I could go on the computer course or do this or do that? The issue
Usually
always is
in the day.
Yeah, no, sometimes they have them in the evenings now, but the thing is, that's not convenient. You're getting lunches on, you're running around, you've got a set routine, you've got to get that
If
sorted.
you're a carer of children, you haven't got the childminders. If you're a carer of an elderly, you're putting them to bed at that time and then you can't leave them on their own.
So it's all those.
So courses that would help you, if you had courses that would be online, delivered to your into your home, so actually
Quite
you can access
possibly.
it any time.
But
whenever
still
you
in the
want
home,
to.
if you're a carer, I mean, if you're a carer of a child with a disability, they're out at school. Unless the older carer is going to a centre or, you know, an activity through the day, where is that caring person going to look after that patient, you know, and do whatever you're meant to be doing on the computer? It's still accessibility for...
Do you think a lot of people then are what I would call 24-hour care?
I think so,
I think
yes.
so the real problem I think you're describing is that
That's
you've
it.
actually it's 24 hours.
That's it.
So
It's
where
just
do you find
You don't find time, as a carer yourself, you don't find time for yourself to be your own, to look after your own well-being, let alone to learn yet another thing that you're trying to learn, you know, or find information from.
I mean, 'cause we're hoping that through using digital technologies would create time, you know, would help give
It
you
would
time.
be lovely, but some people haven't got that time. Not in the language.
We run a care room, which is now led by carers, and we've got an electric chair and everything. But the key problem is, you know, you might we always have difficulty bringing people in and having them on that specific session. So then if we change things around, you struggle because you always miss somebody out. And then we can't continuously do the same thing because other carers want to cover. Some of them just want to come and relax and get a massage or get something else. So it's really difficult, even when we are doing that in the core of the community, and we're trying to get as many people to come along. Because I think it's a really good concept. It really is. And even if we've got support around us to try it, and we just want it to be as flexible as possible. Because I think it's wrong while we do something like this because they really do need it. Because it means that if things like I think if we do open the doors to things like getting onto a Facebook page or doing simple things like getting onto the internet and being able to communicate and getting support, or something's come up and you can ask a question to somebody, having the confidence to do that, that would be really good. And I know a lot of our carers, they don't use the internet, they don't even have it.
Sometimes we can't afford it.
What's that? Sorry.
We can't afford it.
Right. Okay.
They're expensive. And every month you also have to pay some, the next company is working. So
Recession as well.
And pensioner can't afford it.
It's very difficult for our generation of youngsters. That's fine, but we wrote a graduate, so we don't want to buy anything, not heavy, because we can't afford it. And I myself only on a state pension, which is very, very hard for me. And that's the reason. And then they say you can come and learn computer here. But you don't have time sometimes because of my heart. Sometimes I'm fine, sometimes I couldn't work at all. So this is the situation.
Exactly, yeah.
Otherwise, really it's nice. And sometimes I think at least they do have of the Asian community. Doesn't matter who they are, Pakistan, Hindu, whoever. But we need to have the license for English speakers, the whole. First thing, just their own language. But really, this is our second language. Even some Urdu people don't understand when I speak English with them. So you find very difficult. And that's why our people give up.
They do.
They do give up. With the champion, the champion they was doing with the player champion. I tried. And I give up now because every time when I ask them, they won't have. But when they make a home about their phone number or addresses, they don't want to give.
Yeah.
Because most of the community, other communities,
Yeah.
they live with the family, the son or daughter. Now the old woman might be giving me her address, but because she's living with the daughter-in-law or son, they might be saying, why you give her a address? So ask her if they tell anything, if I don't say something. They might be arguing with her, so who the hell you are? Because they're living with somebody. That's the problem with our community, isn't it? That's all. Because most of them living with a family, not by themselves. So this is very, and that's why I give up my players champion, because I feel useless. I want to have them, but I feel useless because I can't find their address, and if I say them, I give you the phone number from here. But they said, who's going to phone them? Because they're doing behind their son or daughter, especially, it's very hard for all people. I tell you the truth, It's nice, if they do something of a language, writing wise, it's a right. And see, because I can't guarantee for that. Unless I find very difficult myself, I give up that feeling.
Do you all have mobile phones?
They have, yeah, but again,
I find I text, and with my we've got like about 30 odd carers that are predominantly BME. I can only text a small quarter of those.
You can only do so many in a man.
I mean, I know the problem is I send everybody a text message, but I know who will respond because some of them don't even know. Like a text has come through and they've skipped through it. They don't understand how to pick it up, or vice versa. They picked it up, but they don't know how to respond.
So it's the people that you care
Because
When I need somebody is talking like
I'm a facilitator for
I
a
can
group.
talk to her, I can see her, but she gave me text, so I can't receive because I don't know. So many times
you don't
my
even
parents
hold
told me, but still I can't remember.
And you don't really carry your mobile like a lot of the
And I
carers are
don't
fine.
carry my
Say
phone.
The older carers do.
We haven't got any up-to-date technique. I know that my son have, I have, but they're not here. So this is the situation. I am alone. And because of the cancer, sometimes I feel very difficult for myself. Even if I speak with the doctor, I lost my speech because of the tongue. People might be understanding I feel. But if I phone somebody, I never ever update every time. With the gas people, electric people, if I have some problem, if I phone them, they say, sorry, we don't understand. So I try and try and try. And that's why I just don't bother.
No, I can
And
understand.
if I tell my daughter, I put it's more. I use more. So they can phone to the British yet. So I just said, if you for this help, put this number, put that one. It's no, they can do. So people like me, myself, my own experience, and really select somebody. Why I am like that, I wasn't like that. And that's why sometimes I just sit quiet and say nothing. So there are so many people might be like me. I've been isolated with the public, so I lost my confidence. And now I try, but it's hard. I'm sorry about the this is the reason. You do really lovely project. I'm really pleased for that and proud. Really. I think this, I understand that. I understand you lot very well. It's just, we haven't got that practice, we haven't got that education, so we can use that. That's what I feel myself. And she was right. So the people about the language.
I suppose thinking about the different types of technology, I mean, how do you think they could support you though in what you do? I mean, are there any ways in which you can see that maybe having a mobile phone, maybe being able to text somebody that you care for, or that they can text you if they need you, you know, just having some of those tools. Are there any sort of areas in what you do where you think it really would be valuable?
But there isn't any way of training. How do you train that many people? You know, of the above, I'll say above 45.
Yeah.
You know, for that, even 40-year-olds, some of them don't know how to text. How do you give them training in that?
Well, I think that's the next stage. Almost. What we're doing is identifying, as you rightly say, what's
the needs and the barriers.
What are the issues. So once we've teased those out, what we recognise actually, what you're saying, actually things like that can help you. But
It needs
we've got to,
training.
and that's the key, is how we deliver that
It's
training.
very easy to go and get a mobile phone from the shop and a top-up card or put it on a bank account, but there's instructions, but also nobody reads the instructions, do they?
Nobody reads
Mobile phones. I mean, even the kids just learn, you know, whatever they're doing, but nobody teaches the older people.
Yeah.
So what sort of skills then would you think would be useful that we could look at teaching?
It would have to be a teaching role, wouldn't it? Carers would have to teach the people that they were caring for how to. But then it's very hard because if you're a carer, you know, maybe that person could be violent towards you, could be distant from you, could be hiding from you, could be not happy with you. Do you know, maybe if it's somebody else in that teaching role rather than the carer, I think it would be better.
That's interesting.
You know, when you're very close to somebody, it's quite hard to teach somebody else to learn how to drive, to teach somebody to do this.
I couldn't do that with my daughter.
I'd lose my temper. You know, I'll be honest, I would lose my temper.
And sometimes and sometimes we can ask all the time to children, let me
Show me this, show me this.
They said,
You showed it yesterday.
I saw it so many times. I don't understand. Why don't you do it like that? I said, easier for you, but it's not easier for you. You show me. But I forgot.
Yeah.
Just you can show me.
That's where video would help you. You could keep replaying and replaying the same thing
But then
again.
you've got the language barrier again.
Yeah.
And the time barrier that you
You see,
Yeah.
time barrier, language barrier. There's
Yeah.
quite a lot of things standing in the way of people learning.
The video could be, yeah.
It would be a good concept.
That if you could squeeze it, it might not be the same time every day.
Yeah.
But even if you could just re-hit that button,
Yeah.
where the problem I think is the technology.
Yeah.
You've got a carer brought a BlackBerry to me, and I said, I haven't got a clue. You showed me the wrong handset. She was trying to tell me that she's never used a phone before and she's got a BlackBerry. And I said to her, who's given you that? And she said, oh, my son said, this is a really nice phone. And I said, you need to get something really basic. The BlackBerry's not one of those phones. And she said, oh, really? And she said, but it looks so good. And I said, no, you need it really basic. So you can...
£10 from Tesco.
Big numbers.
Honestly, I'm not kidding. I had to
problem.
That's
Yeah.
best to
They're
stop
tiny
my
buttons,
muscle.
aren't they?
I had to, and it was choosing the right technology. Again, I mean, she took advice from her son, who's obviously told her about the latest technology, but he didn't actually think right.
Mum might be able to use this.
Yeah.
Did I show her how to use it?
Yeah, she said she couldn't
Does
even.
my mother have an email address? Does my mother have Facebook?
So really it's also about the technology and it's about the type and the level of the technology that you need. So that could be useful as part of...
No, that's a recorder. But what's happened is so many times my friends they came and they said, look, this number you have to put the right and this hand number put the what is some words I forgot. So, but I said, now I can try. So after they said, asked me, did you try and did you record it? I said, no, I don't know and I can't. So sometimes they said, I don't know, having a brain, nothing is going in there. Getting old, I said, getting old.
You know, sometimes, like my own doctor, then I go and see my doctor. She has no bad. She only what she said, what is your age? Honestly, there is no age. But the other life, what I've been through with my life, this old back thing, you lost all the interest. And even now, there comes sometimes in your mind. So this is there. And sometimes it may wonder why people say the age. It's not the age, but the background of our life. That's the one thing. Even I try here, education, everything. I went to school and everything, try all the time. But still, we find difficult because sometimes your memory.
It's a different culture.
Yeah.
Ladies of a certain age are taught, and I don't mean to be rude or disrespect anybody, but they're taught the man went out to do the work, the lady did the house. So growing up after year after year after year with that mentality, I don't mean to be upsetting anybody, but the men did all the hard work, important work, communication work, letters, bills. Ladies didn't, and they were brought up in a different, older Asian ladies definitely, were brought up in a different generation. It wasn't something that they were able to do because they weren't capable of it in a man's world, from a man's point of view. And that has grown up with them through the culture. The younger generation are saying, no, we're not having that anymore. We are a woman in our own rights and we can do this.
Absolutely,
But the older generation have this mindset that they are incapable. When they're not incapable, they just haven't the ability to learn because they're I don't know what the word is. You know what I mean?
Their self-esteem's too low.
It is too low.
Even now, I do volunteer work here. This is on gave me all the confidence in about 9 years now.
Confidence, self-esteem.
It's generations of it.
Oh, yes.
If somebody asks me, I say, I do volunteer.
I don't even
And
think
other
it's
people,
Asians, I think it's also English ladies as well.
and other people say, why are you going to do volunteer work? You're wasting your time. And I thought that that's your mind. And to me, I learned something. That's a man too. But other people never think that way. They're just money-minded. Just why you want to do volunteer work if you go to work? I said, but I don't want to do that. And that's why I like to help people. That's why I do help people here. We do meetings, cross eyes, anybody want to do it. I always help them. Because it's nice. Once a week or once a month, people get together and learn each other about that. If I talk to you, so I feel better. I know somebody listens to me, and I can listen to somebody. That's what it is community.
So the community is
Yeah,
really
that's it.
important.
But with the radio, there's no communication. This is just watching them.
Yeah,
So that's I find difficult.
yeah.
Don't you?
Myself personally not, but I understand where you're coming from.
Yeah.
And we are living by another family. We can't live by our own life. I'm living by myself now. But since we are grown up, since childhood, just we will depend on parents. What parents say, we have to follow them and we have to believe what they say. When I get married, after I have to be in those family and what they like and what they want to do, we have to do like that. So we follow to them. After husband said, no, you don't like, I don't like this wearing English clothes or this and you like this and that. So we have to follow to them. Because, he's don't like what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And we can't go out without his permission. So we are all the time,
Days of the English generation, it was that
all the
mindset.
time is on depend, you know.
That's
So
right.
we are not independent now, and now
No.
we are independent, and we can learn something. You know, that's what is from you or from television or whatever. We are going to out, so it's too difficult. Too much to
Do you mind me asking how old you are?
In September 17th.
I am 69.
Gosh.
If you go back 50 years,
Yeah, so
grandparents would have that
If
time.
if they can go to this technology, so it's too difficult to understand for me. And yes, I will try, but it's not like
yeah.
other youngsters, you know, youngsters saying this and this and this, so we can't.
But even we get, I mean, my children are 24 and 18, and now all on all the latest technologies, and they're doing all this and they're doing all that, which is,
keep up with
I
it.
can't keep up with it, and I'm 50, so I can't keep up with it, and that leaves me, even me, thinking I don't like this because I don't know how to do it for myself.
I know.
You
My
know.
sister's doing Tumblr. Where did Tumblr come from all of a sudden?
Not even heard of that one. No, I haven't.
It's the same like Facebook. It's
Yeah.
Tumblr. Yeah. And what's the other one? There's another one as well.
It's quite a
Your
few.
language
American-
also same, you know, that's what
There's a Zoufla or something. Yeah.
so you can communicate too easier with language. If language don't know, just like without speech,
Yeah.
don't understand each other. What you can say, what I can say, don't understand. So without speech,
Yeah.
so language problem, language barrier is very important.
Going back to your point about finding the time, what if, and the difficulties of learning, of being the carer and trying to teach the person you're looking after to do things, what if we set it up more as like a buddy system, so it's about learning together? So instead of the carer learning, feeling they've got to learn first and then teach the person they're looking after, that it was actually joint learning.
That would be quite useful, yes.
So
Buddy learning.
that you have joint learning,
Yeah.
buddy learning. So the carer and the cared for learn together.
Yeah.
So we set up, and that
It
gives
depends
that
on the
helps.
situation that the
Oh, yeah.
carer role
Yeah.
is,
Yeah.
you know. But yes, I think that would be a good idea.
Because I was thinking it would get around some of the time issues, because
Yes.
then you'd be doing it together.
Together.
And you were learning together, and therefore it was kind of part of your caring time.
Yeah. I
I
understand.
don't know what
No, I
language
understand,
to
yes.
use,
I
but
think that would benefit a lot of carers, especially of the older generation. You know, like I'll say us younger ones. I'm 49 this year. But it's like you say, the kids run there and you think, what the hell? But the older generation, especially the Asian community, have maybe, you know what I mean, there's such old-fashioned views held.
They just, it's a community. Now one thing I think, like when we together, if you ask somebody any advice, they won't give you right advice. Something they might be think of, I might be learned from them. That's the other
No, they're very,
attitude.
very tight with their
Other
information.
people have a very, very bad
People are very
attitude.
tight.
Very
If
bad
they get
attitude.
anything, they don't want to tell them because they might get it as well.
You know, even this
It's old-fashioned culture.
Yeah.
I suffered with a cancer 26 years now. They give me every time 2 or 3 months to live. And I am here now, nearly 26 years. But our cause, our family, this woman, I know them very well. But then one of my husband committed suicide. I have 3 children. Very, very hard. And I've been isolated with all our community. So I was half gone. And then I find I have cancer. People don't want to talk to me. Even this woman, I know them for a long, long time. But then I start working here as a volunteer. And they all find out that I'm working. just like we told you. But just like our people, they are very tight. They never tell you one little thing, and that's why you know, because I know myself. And I like it. If I know something, I love to share it with
Yeah.
people. But that's why, even now, I want to do more. And I always think, what they going to say? Like give up that now, you know. But even now, my husband didn't die. I was only 30 years old when I lost my husband. But even now, because he committed suicide, people still pointing me, oh, her husband committed suicide, you know that woman. And sometimes my children didn't heard about it. So that's the way I am living. So, you know, I go to learn. But this all, my background, I never have asked something. Every time I'm new here, I'm that. And that's why I find it.
Thank you.
You know what I'm going to say? You know this video they were showing us?
So what, sorry?
The video.
Yeah,
They were showing the video.
The PowerPoint.
PowerPoint,
Yeah.
Do you have CD? CD.
A series of it.
No, CD. So
A CD.
Oh, a CD.
So we can listen them.
We can video, and then we can put it somewhere and either give it you on a CD or.
CD sometimes might be hard.
Still, you've got the language barriers.
I know.
Yeah.
If I listen sometimes.
But then again, if it was in English, some of the ladies could stop it and start it, stop it and start it.
Start.
you can do it at your own pace.
At their own
Yeah.
pace.
Well, we could do a video on just on the television information,
Yes.
so that you can access information.
It's just for myself, I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like sometimes when they say haven't got time. If you listen,
Well,
sometimes
what we could do is, because we were looking at putting Birmingham carers information actually onto the television, what we could do is, once we put that on, we can then put a video, create a video with it, and we can launch it, you know, with all that. That'd be fairly straightforward to do. So what we would need from you is also about what information would you want as a carer,
I don't
because
know anything.
yeah.
So there's any information that I have.
yeah,
Simply
I mean, it's signposting to different people or who can help you for different languages or different cultures or
it's nice with different languages. Like,
yeah. Events that are going on, things that are going on for carers that you could join in with, maybe. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure there are lots of carers across the city, lots of different groups, but people probably don't know when they are on, what times they're on, what you know.
It's very hard to keep a directory of those sort of things
Yeah.
because groups come and go,
Yeah.
and it's a hard job keeping on top of them.
Yeah.
It's a full-time job keeping on top
Yeah.
of those groups.
Yeah.
Thanks very much. It's very nice. I'm so pleased. It's nice, you know, from Europe and everybody. So thanks very much.
Could you tell us a bit more about your role as a carer champion?
As a carer champion,
Sorry, I don't want to put you
no,
on
no,
the
no,
spot,
but I
just
do
thought that
such
would
a
really
lot
help.
in the voluntary work that it was just another something that I thought would help me along in my way. It was because I was with a group, Parents Views Count. I don't know if you've heard of those.
No, I haven't, but it sounds a really valuable group, doesn't it?
Parents Views Count is a group of parents specifically for children with disabilities, and we get involved with all the higher ends of discussion with disabilities. I mean, in hospitals, councils, schools. And we have parents on those strategic planning groups.
Right.
And they're parents of disabled children. So when, as a group, we were discussing it, that the BME carers might gain extra information from that to help them in their role as being part of Parents Viewing Care, signposting, helping. It was just something that we all thought would help us along our way. To be honest, I am at the moment doing a launch for PVC, so I haven't done any BME carer stuff. Sorry, but I haven't. I've got a launch on the 18th of this month for PVC because we became an independent charity and company, which has taken us over about 5 years now. So I'm championing that at the moment. So, but initially there was all of the Asian, I'm convert, but all of the Asian people that were in the group, there were face-to-face people or parents' views count people. We thought it would just help them along their way. Face-to-face is another thing I'm involved with, which is parents who have disabled children talking to other parents that have disabled children that needed someone to talk to or express how they felt. It was like a companionship face-to-face training. So I'm a face-to-face trainer as well as one of the parent reps on Parents' Views Count, and I'm also a board on the trustee of Parents' Views Count. So being with all those was why I got involved with the BME Carers Champions, to just give me more diversity of things I was doing.
I think that's really interesting. I can see how that all fits, fits together. And so do you think in that role you'd be able to do more with these technologies? Or do you
Myself, I don't have a problem.
No, but I meant for helping them.
To show
You
others.
helping them,
Yeah.
yes. Would that fall into that remit, or do you think it lies outside of it?
It possibly would. Because parents, although we're having younger children, we're up to like 18 with the children we deal with, even those don't have access or the knowledge to use computers. So it would help. It would help, I think.
So what sort of skills, when we're sort of looking at the training and trying to understand what skills are going to be useful for carers, what sort of things do you think are going to be useful in terms of?
Well, they need to be able to train the carer or the caree, like you say, both at the same time. That would be a good idea. To use a mobile phone or just basic things of internet access and security. That's got to be, like the lady said earlier, people will sell you everything and you might not need everything. So, but self-awareness of, internet security is a must nowadays, because so many things go on over the internet. It's amazing. But definitely a buddy system, I think that's a very good idea, because you could learn together. But it's just having the patience for someone to go over and over and over the same thing, remembering that they're not children, but you're teaching them like a child. Although they're adults, they're new learners to a technology that is not in their hasn't been in their life. They've just heard about it and they're confused. So
I think it's, as Stephen said, it's looking at how we sort of break it down into really
it's
small little
bite-sized,
chunks, bite-sized information. So it's
and them being reassured that they can ask questions at any time.
Because it's a lot of it is just like, it's a confidence thing, and it's developing that, getting over that barrier to learning.
It's just like you say, it's confidence, self-esteem issues. I can't do this, I'm too old, I wasn't born to do this sort of thing. It's just a different sort of mentality.
So training, an important part of the training is the reassurance. So however they're learning, it needs to be built
constant reassurance. Like teaching the young kids. It's going back to basics, isn't it?
What do you think the carers or the careful will get out of being able to use all these technologies?
Well,
in a way of saying,
they're very secluded. A carer and a carer, the person they're caring for, can have a lot of seclusion. A lot of seclusion. They've got no time. Like the carer, very rare the carer will get any sort of respite. Any time for them to think about themselves. Doesn't matter if you're a carer for a child with a disability or an adult with a disability. Okay, at those times when your children are at school, there's always that. Or the phone might go, you need to go and fetch them, or there's hospital appointments or doctor's appointments. There's always something going on in a carer's life, or planning for something that's coming up, or there's lots of reasons around the caring role. But Question that.
Well, I was thinking that, if it's
The
about
advantages,
finding,
isn't it?
it's the advantages of,
Yeah.
of being able to
But
use things.
getting onto the internet, it's a whole wide world out there, isn't it? There's so many things that you can find out, your rights, your,
Yep.
you know,
Information,
things
yeah.
that you're entitled to, places to get support,
Yep.
places to get respite. You know, there's so much out there that people don't know about. Googling
And saving your money at
And
the end of the
saving your money
day,
at the end
because
of
it
the
does
day,
say,
definitely. I mean, you throw something into Google, it'll come up with a wonder of
Yeah.
things, and you think, oh, let's go and have a look at that. 3 hours later, you think, oh, what did I want initially?
Well, now you go off because you're interested.
That looks interesting. Ooh.
Yeah,
And things like even shopping online.
yeah.
You could
That's it.
beneficial
It
for-
could be. I mean, somebody be able to shop at Tesco's online.
Yeah.
Would give them that hour
extra time
to be able to go and have a bath,
Absolutely,
go and
absolutely.
wash their hair, or
Yeah.
you know, it could be as simple as that.
There's a certain amount of investment because I think you've got to put the time in, haven't you, to learn how to do it and everything. Once you've got past
Once
that,
you've done it.
Companies putting money into funds for this sort of thing.
Yeah,
The big companies.
well, it's their corporate social responsibility.
At the end of the day, they're the one who's going to benefit from
Yeah.
it. If the customers are shopping online with them,
Absolutely. And I think if, because of the time issues and the constraints for everybody, they haven't got very much time. It's difficult to get out and to go places. If you want to set up online, even if it's bite-sized, you've got to have reasons why people would want to engage.
Yeah,
Because
Definitely,
otherwise they're
yes.
not going to, are they? If
No.
It's just sitting there. They're going to think, well, that's just
It's got
another
to be fun.
distraction I can't
Yeah.
it's got
cope
to be
with.
exciting, it's got to be rewarding,
yeah.
it's got to give them whatever they want. But that needs to be tailored to individual needs.
Absolutely, yes. So it could be as simple as that, I don't know, their family members might live in another country and they might want to
Learning
be
how
able
to
to
Skype.
contact them for free. And that's,
Learning how to Skype
Yeah.
or other.
other
ways.
Yeah, yeah. And I mean, there's also other ways we can deliver training. So we can actually deliver training to you in your own home
Yeah.
over the internet. So we can be on a camera talking to you,
Yeah.
showing you.
But they need
And
to
interacting.
be able to learn that.
They need to do that
something
first.
first.
Yeah, yeah.
A lot of the older ladies and gentlemen would love. I think they'd love Skype.
Yeah. The other thing
Type
is
of
then,
thing.
would it make it easier? You talk about your different packages and how you sold lots of different things. Would it be easy for you to have a like the home page of your computer, a specific menu structure that was very easy for you to use? So simple things like, you have the icon for the internet, that's one, but then it could be another icon for learning, and you click on that, it takes you straight into your learning portal.
Definitely.
Another,
It needs to
another
be
one into
simple,
Word if you wanted to write a letter or something, some package to write a
It needs
letter.
to be simple.
So simple icons
Yeah.
that doesn't. It makes it very easy for you to actually go straight to where you need to go, and then that keeps your familiarity without going off and thinking, oh God, I've gone to somewhere different now.
Yeah, if you're going on Google, you tend
Yeah.
to go different
Yeah.
places and get lost.
Yeah. So if it was a different menu, front end, yeah.
Being computer savvy is a bit different to somebody who isn't.
Oh, absolutely,
I
absolutely.
understand. Probably
Yeah.
this lady doesn't even understand what I'm saying when you say an icon.
Yeah.
She might not even know what that word means.
Yeah.
Sometimes I think that it was not really. I can't do anything.
So we've
I'm
we
determined to
probably
come and show her how to do it now.
and we probably need to use everyday language like pictures.
Pictures,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
it,
yeah.
like a
On your-
picture.
on
You're
On your
going back to your
home
pics, aren't you, like for autistic kids?
Yeah,
type
just
of thing.
pictures.
There'll be a picture for going onto the internet.
Yeah.
A picture that takes you to the
Easy, simple learning.
Yeah.
Basic
Basic.
nursery type stuff.
We did a project quite a while back now where we actually gave voluntary groups some computers, but we worked with BT to give the broadband connection for nothing, so they gave us that. And what we did there, we did put a different front end on, and it worked quite well. So we linked straight to the TV information, we linked straight to whatever, and so it was quite easy for people to actually pick up.
It needs to be an old package
Yeah.
for easy access.
Yeah, and there are some simple packages out there that we can put on. You don't need the whole full suite of Microsoft Office.
Yeah, if you're not going to
You
use
know.
it yet, you don't know what it is yet. It's,
Yeah.
No, that's right.
Yeah.
Just have simple.
Simple
It needs to
word
be
processing,
tailor-made for
simple.
the individual.
And there are simple packages out there which people have been using that we could potentially work with.
It's a
as well.
learning curve for everybody from
Yeah.
different levels, isn't it?
And especially if you then start to look at, say, maybe recycle computers, so it doesn't cost you as much money to actually get there in the first place. I mean, they start at about £50, recycled computers. And even for people who may not be able to afford, we could probably do a deal with the CitySave, which is the credit union, to actually give you a loan that will pay for the computer, and you can pay it back £1 a week. You know, so at least once you bought your computer, then you think, well, now I need to pay for my internet access. Yeah. So you just do it bit by bit, but you'll get there.
Slowly. And
Yeah.
then, like, maybe it's one day somebody can't go on.
Yeah.
Or the next
I was
day,
just
but
thinking
the third
that,
day, maybe
yeah,
they
no,
can.
happy
It
to
needs
feedback
to be a
somebody.
package where they
Okay.
have dip in and out.
Yeah.
It isn't a specific one day a week, this
No,
time,
no,
this day.
no, it's got to be one when you want to go on. You can go on at any time to
It
suit
might be 12
yourself.
o'clock midnight because you haven't slept because, you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
I think that's
Yeah.
Somebody's up and you need to be awake
That's the best
at that
time.
time. Yeah. Internet's faster as well.
Absolutely. You know, it's the same as being able, like on the TV, where you can actually use that same system through your PC. You can report your missed bin to the council at 11 o'clock at night, you know. So,
Have you lost something?
we just finish this now because the battery's about to go.